Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening. Um, this morning I have been spending time with God and in his presence. And the song Another Surrender by Woman Evolve Worship and Naomi Rainey. Another Surrender by Woman Evolve Worship and Naomi Rainey. That song has me in a complete chokehold right now. And for some reason, like I've heard it, and I downloaded iTunes the other day, and this morning that song was just on me. And so typically when I worship in the morning or when I'm en route to work, I will just ride in silence. I've gotten so used to being in silence, like it's crazy. I don't connect the radio. I don't listen to anything. Sometimes I'll tune into the Sirius XM radio. I do that sometimes, but most of the time I'm silent because I want to hear God's voice. I want to hear him clearly and completely. Whatever he has to tell me for the day, I want to make sure that I'm listening, that I'm hearing. Sometimes other voices get in the way and it clouds God, but he can still speak through those other things, just like he did with this song. But for like the first 10 minutes of my route to work, I just rode in silence, had a conversation with God, and in that conversation, that song was placed in my heart. And when I tell y'all, that song is so powerful, it is so powerful. The song is basically, it's talking about another surrender. Surrendering your life, putting it on the altar, meeting us where we are. And that has been my journey lately. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, but I'm not where I started. And when I tell you, I don't beat myself up about it, because surrender is a daily thing. Every day I'm having to crucify my flesh and surrender my thoughts, my plans, my everything that I want. I'm surrendering it to God so that he can make it what he wants it to be. And I know that God's plan for me is good. I have days where I question those plans. I question, like, God, it's been so long. Like, are you sure? Are you sure this is you? And God has a way of, and I ask him, and I advise you all to ask too. Ask God to give you small signs, big signs, whatever they are. Just ask God to show you that, is this still in your will? Is this still what you want from me, God? Is this what you want me to do? Can you just show me? And he will. Me and God have this, it's like an inside thing between me and God. And I promise you, it always happens. Like, there's this one particular thing that I ask God to show me. Like, whenever I see this, that's how I know that his word is still valid. It's still true. He still wants me to do this. So every time I see it, I just get excited, because when I see this, it's always like at the most unexpected times. Like, I don't expect this, but at that moment when I see this sign, I'm like, God, that's you. Because I could have been a minute later and I would have missed it, or a minute earlier, but God always lines it up perfectly for it to be in my view. Every single time. I can't explain it. And people can say, oh, that's just you. I just, it's too good. It's too God to be me. It's too God to be me. So I'm just like, God, I pray for that. I pray that he continues to show me those things. He continues to show himself through the little signs, the little wonders. And it just helps me to keep going. Like, and I want to share, like yesterday, y'all, I had a peace. I had a peace that I could not understand or explain. I didn't even want to try to understand or explain. I was just happy and grateful for it. Happy and grateful for the peace. And I ask God to continue to give me this peace that surpasses understanding. It's almost like I got to a place yesterday where I totally just let go. I totally let go of trying to figure something out that is out of my hands. And trusting God that he is going to make it all work together for my good. Just like his word says, God causes all things to work together for the good of them who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. So I just feel like, and I just know that God has his hand on me. He's working things out. And I've been beating myself up about it because I sometimes have thought that it was something that I wasn't doing or something that I was doing that was causing this. But sometimes God uses it. It's not you, or it's not us always. And what I mean is between us and our promise. It's not always what we're doing or what we're not doing. It could be something going on the other side. Something going on behind the scenes that God is working on. But we always like to personalize things, take things personal. But I know in my knower that I haven't done anything. I'm not perfect, but I haven't done anything just so bad. Like God just, oh, this is your punishment. I'm making you wait. No. I am experiencing the effects of what is going on the other side because I'm diligent. I'm consistent in my prayer life, my devotion. I really try to surrender and dedicate my life to Christ. So I know that I'm doing the things, not because I'm trying to get this, but this is just because of who God is and the things that he's brought me from and the things that he's working out inside of me. It's just, I have to. It's just something that I can't live without God. I can't take a step without God, even though I'm weak sometimes. But his strength is made perfect in our weakness. So it's almost like I don't beat myself up anymore for having weak moments. Because that's who I am. I am human. And he is God. And so if I was strong all the time, I wouldn't need him. So the fact that I'm weak, and I can acknowledge that I'm weak sometimes, that's when God's strength is made perfect. So I just try to give myself a little bit of grace and try not to think that I always have to get it right, that I always have to walk the straight line. And, but the thing is, that's no excuse to not stay on the right path. To not try. That's no excuse. Even though we do know that God's strength is made perfect in our weakness, we still try to do our best. We still strive to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep going and keep going. I'm just so full, from that song alone, because the song says, she's pretty much saying she's laying everything down. Her life is her greatest and only sacrifice. We're laying down our lives and giving it over to Christ because it's his anyways. And that's what she says in the song. It's yours anyway. It's a beautiful song. It's so deep. It resonates. Like, I love that song. I do. It really took me into worship. It took me into worship. I don't know. Like, I'm just so full and so grateful this morning, y'all. And I'm more motivated to continue on this walk with God, with Christ. It gets, it can be a little, a little rough sometimes, but that's part of the process, a part of the journey. There are ups and there are downs, ups and downs. But Christ, his grace, his love, his mercy is sufficient for that. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. And I'm looking forward to what he's going to do next. I'm just looking forward to it. But I'm also just resting in where I am now. Where I'm at now, I'm just resting and just trying to know and reassure, not reassure myself, but allow God to reassure me that he has everything under control. Everything is done. Everything is taken care of. He's just working things out. He's turning things. He's doing, I wouldn't say manipulate, because that seems like a negative word, but that's just what God is. He's manipulating things over here to work out in my favor and in your favor. So we just have to look at it like, you never know, because the way God works is there could be an opportunity right here or a door right here that a person is standing in front of, gatekeeping it. And that person, God can cause that person to be fired. God can cause that person to be promoted to another position, to where they move from that door or from that area of life. And he could put someone else in that position in front of that door who is aligned with him. Therefore, that door is now open to you because of the way that God moves things and changes situations. So I'm just being faithful where I'm at. Where I am and where God has me currently, I'm just going to be faithful in that. And I'll try my best to just continue, just keeping the first things first. Keeping my focus on where it needs to be, and that's on God. And trusting that everything is lining up perfectly. Because with God, everything is perfect. I'm not doing anything. I can't do anything. My hands are tied. But I can rest in knowing that God is going to bless me beyond measure. He's going to overflow my cup. He's going to overflow my cup. And God has given me that in my heart. It won't leave me. I can't shake it. Even though I'm not in control, God still put that desire in my heart. And he won't let me shake it, period. It won't go. No matter how many times I was like, okay, God, I don't even want it anymore. I don't want it. It's okay. God it's still there. So that's how I know it's from God, because I can't just easily shake it and just move forward and be at peace about it moving forward. I have the peace of God because I know that he's working things out for me and doing the things that I can't do. But at the same time, God still has this in my mind, reminding me that I'm still going to do this. Don't worry about how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm just so grateful that he's given me this peace. I've been fighting. I've been warring in the spirit. I've been praying. I've been fasting. And God is starting to do this. And I know the enemy has been trying to deceive me and make me feel like or think that God is not going to do this for me. To make me think that, oh, what you thought was God wasn't. That was your own voice. That was your own desires. No. Nope. God placed those desires. God, any desire that you have, that you want to see happen in your life, and they are lined up with what God wills for us, that's of God. That is from God, that he places that on the inside of us. So just keep holding on to that. Hold on to what God has given you. That promise, it will come to pass. I'm believing by faith that the promise that God has given me, it will come to pass. No matter what it looks like right now. No matter what it feels like. Because I know, and it's nothing that I've just done so great. You know, I know that faith without work is dead, which is true. That's Bible. But I'm not doing anything to obtain, I'm not doing anything to obtain that. Meaning, I'm not just working to get those things. I'm doing things so that my life can be changed totally from the inside out. And in the process of me seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So when you seek the kingdom of God first and all the goodness, everything else that your heart desires will be added to you. And I want it pressed down, shaken together, running over. That's what I want. And that's what it will be. That's what it will be. And I'm not moving. I'm not budging from what God has promised me. I want to give up a lot of days and say, God, you know what? Never mind. But God won't let me budge. God won't let me walk away from it. And I won't give the enemy the satisfaction of seeing me forfeit my promise. I just won't. And the way God is, how good God is, even in the middle of me wanting to or forfeiting, just walking away from the promise, the way my life has been so far, God will come right after me and meet me right there where I gave up and tell me, oh no, grab me by the hand and keep me going. That's just how much God loves me. And I believe that he does those things because I've already shown him my commitment to him. He knows my heart. He knows that I love him. He knows that I want these things. He knows that I am worthy of them. He trusts me. And that's why I feel like I'm in this season right now. Although it may not have anything to do with me, he's still using it for his glory. He's still working some things out on the inside of me. And building my character, building my perseverance. He's building that within me so that when I finally do walk into my full purpose and when I receive the promises that God has given me, there is no fumbling the ball because I've been in preparation. I've been using my time wisely. I feel like I'm ready. And I pray that God feels that I'm ready. I just pray that all the things that God has promised me are getting in line as well. If God be for us, who can be against us? God is for us. God is for me. And God is for you. Y'all, I am expecting God to move. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how. But I'm expecting him to move. And I think the peace came for me is when I just stopped expecting to, I don't know, I can't even explain it. It's an expectancy without the anxiety. That's what it is. Without having anxiety about the promise, like, oh my God, I can't wait. Like, without that and just knowing, like, any day now, God is going to blow my mind. Any day. And I'm expecting it. I'm not closed off to it. My heart is open. My mind is open. My spirit is open. Like, I have not shut anything down. Nothing. Because God, the way he is, we don't know how he'll move. Who he'll move through. So we have to be conscious of how we treat people. How we talk to people. You know, you don't have to be extra friendly and up in somebody's face. You don't have to do all that. But just display God. Display God. And people will see that. And they'll know how to act accordingly. Yeah. There are some people who have demons. And your spirit, the spirit of God that lives and dwells inside of you, it interrupts their demons. It interrupts their demons. They can't stand it. I see it firsthand every day. Every day I see it firsthand. Like, it's amazing to me. But that just lets me know, like, who those people are and where I stand with them and how to move around them. Literally. Literally. It's just a distraction. It's just a tactic of the enemy to get you thrown off. Like, I look at it and laugh. I look at when people are just negative and nasty and mean. I just look at them and laugh. Because when I lead with kindness and I lead with Christ's love, and you return that with negativity, attitude, and just nastiness, I laugh. I just laugh because that person is lost. That person is a sad case. Those people are just, and you just can't do nothing. You can't do anything but laugh and just be, and you recognize, like, okay, you recognize that spirit that's within them. And you move on. Like the word says, when people don't receive the word or receive what you're doing, receive Christ, shake the dust off. Dust off your feet and keep moving. That's it. You don't argue with demons. You just shake it off and keep going. And let God handle it. God will fight your battle. That's what the word says. God goes before us. I don't want to just keep going on, y'all, but and this video is kind of like all over the place today, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes that's how God moves. Sometimes that's what the Spirit does, is he just moves and just takes us all where he wants us to go. But I'm happy that I got this out to you guys. It was just on me. It had to come out. And I'm just excited, God, y'all. I'm excited for what God is doing in this season for us. And I feel this. I truly feel this. Like, God is moving. God is changing situations. God is working things out in our favor. He's working things out in your favor, in my favor. No matter what it looks like, he's working. And don't beat yourself up about it, because a lot of times it ain't you. A lot of times it's other situations that God is having to work and manipulate and change in order to get you to where you need to be, to get those people where they need to be. And it can work in several different scenarios. Yeah. But God is doing it. God is doing it, and we just have to trust and believe that he's doing it. And we have to continue to pray. We have to continue to sacrifice our life and surrender our lives, and continue to seek God for knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Seek God for signs, miracles, wonders that he shows us before the promise, so that we can continue to keep going and keep pushing and keep striving. That's who God is. God will show you. God will do it. So y'all, I'm so happy. I'm so full. I hope you guys can feel that through this video, through this screen. Like, I'm full and I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. And I just continue. I just pray that this excuse me, this word blesses you all. Like I always say, I hope it blesses you guys, because it blessed me. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to get it out. I thank y'all for tuning in today. I ask that you would subscribe to my channel, like my video, leave a comment, do your thing. Turn on those notification bells for when I drop. And you guys have a blessed and wonderful, magnificent, abundant, productive day. And I will see you guys later in the next one. I love you guys.